Yo, SNA fans, this is Super Ninja Austin back here with another wrestling news video, and this is episode 161, I believe, of the SNA podcast. And this is the wrestling news part 59, where Super Ninja Austin is going to talk about the wildest wrestling news story, and rumors that you SNA fans need to know on the WrestleZone news article. And we're going to start off with today's video with some Matt Cardone news. And this is what came out of this wrestler named Alex Kane about his opinion on Matt Cardona is my favorite and my cheapest hoe. Whatever that means. Alex Kane is showing a little for his favorite Hosky. And WrestleZone managed to and managing editor Bill Pritchard spoke with MLW World Champion Alex Kane ahead of an MLW World Champion Alex Kane ahead of MLW One Shot. Kane will put his title on the line against Matt Cardona, who is part of the World Titan Federation stable. Kane said it's been fun to see Bomay Fight Club and WTF battle each other, but warned that Cardona shouldn't completely write him off. He said, I actually can agree with you a little bit. It has been fun to watch this unfold a little bit. It's the first time that the Bombay Fight Club itself has had to go to war with another group. So in that sense, it is cool. Kane said, I am feeling a lot of disrespect because throughout all of the entire time, the one thing I've noticed most about Matt Cardona is he does not take me seriously. He thinks this is gonna be some walk in the park, just a quick, easy match and a new title and collect his paycheck. And for me, I feel like I've been telling him this entire time that this is not going to be fun for you, he said. I'm not one to be played with. I'm not one to just be cast to the side. What do you think about the? What do you think about Alex Kane sending a warning to Matt Cardona? Excuse me, the upcoming MLW event and for the World Championship, and Matt Cardona shouldn't take this guy as a joke. Y'all let me know in the comments down below. And also, like and talking about using social media to your advantage, Kane and Matt Cardona have been going at on social media for weeks, trading barbs with each other. The newly self Chris, Chris christened big black machine, I agreed that despite this still being a title feud, it has been fun seeing they what they what they can get away with on social media that would not normally fly on the television broadcast. He's like he said, yeah, yeah, that despite this deal being a title feud, it it has been fun seeing what they can get away with on social media that that would not normally fly on the television broadcast. Yeah, what I'm saying, yeah, the social it's like yeah, the social media back and forth stuff is a lot of fun. There definitely are some things that I can do and maybe not directly, but say like directly, like indirectly through a clip, like like my my response to him saying he's gonna throw me off the stage in a wheelchair. Kane that's noted that's probably something I couldn't say on TV, but it's something I could say on social media. And what do you think? When you think about wrestlers managing to say stuff that they can say on social media, but not on, excuse me, what do you think on social media, but not on the TV broadcast for the sake of some people that'll take offense to that, and also, and let me know in the comments down below. But anyway, he he also added in that regard, like Kane said, uh, uh, this uh, uh, this has been the most fun. Kane believes talent should be using social media more to their advantage to get feuds over. And he said, my wife and I were talking about this, and she's she's not a wrestling fan. She's a fan of me, but she thinks that back and forth that but she thinks fan of me. She thinks but she thinks but she thinks that back and forth is even better than cutting your traditional promo because everybody can see it. Kane said everybody can get into it, and everybody can feel how they want to feel. That's what that's what's made this feud different from the others. And what do you think about like this could be a perfect advantage for him collecting feuds by picking a back and forth on social media, and his wife even agreed on that. But what do you think about that for Alex Kane's for his advantage for those MLW fans? Sound off in the comments, and also at the end of it, like he's Alex Kane also finished off into this WrestleZone interview by saying he's my favorite hoe, which which Cardona he called Cardona a 25-cent hoe, like is Matt Cardona is his favorite hoe. He's like, and I hope he didn't mean it in that way, like where he's like he gives exchange of money for yeah, you get the rest. But anyways, he's like right now he like like he's my favorite hoe. Right now, like Kane said, he's my favorite, but he's my cheapest hoe. And he said if that's the case, what kind of hoe is Alex Hammerstone, like who recently attacked Kane and joined what WTF. Alex Hammerstone is a 5 cent hoe. He goes down real quick too. MLW One Shot takes place on Thursday on December 7th at Mel at the Melrose Balloon the Melrose Ballroom in New York City. And yes, which is tonight. And hopefully y'all check that out for those MLW fans. What do you think about him calling him that? Because Alex Milestone, not I'm talking about Alex Hammerstone, a cheapest H HO. I should start calling them. And yeah, like and yeah, obviously I'm not really a MLW fan at the moment, so I don't really know this many names. But what do you think about Alex Kane having those things to say about Matt Cardona, and even the ones that he can't say, whether if it's swear words or insulting, like offensive words? Y'all sound off in the comments down below. We're going to move on to the next wrestling news now, and it is about got some Jey Uso says CM Punk is on tribal chief status. Tribal chief status offers to be his first opponent. Jey Uso has nothing but love for CM Punk. Uso appeared on this yesterday's episode of The Bump, there he was asked about CM Punk potentially signing with the Raw brand. Jey Uso said signing CM Punk to Raw is an easy answer and offer, like to to step in the ring with him. He said, "Man, sign CM Punk. Why, why wouldn't he sign CM Punk? I know he got a whole bunch of haters or whatever, but if it, but if we're going to be honest, he's a superstar first and foremost. People talk about him if it's any got anything to do with wrestling. All Uso explained, his name is in the conversation. He's on some like tribal chief status. He's top guy regardless of whatever is going on. So my invitation is open. Bring him. Let's go. Let's run it. It it will be your first opponent on this run. Jey Uso added, It's all good. It's all it's all love. Let's run it. Welcome back. Welcome back though, CM Punk. What do you think about Jey Uso's opinion about CM Punk's return? And also, I mean, yeah, some of it, but most likely he could. What do you think about CM Punk could possibly sign to Raw? Like, which he wouldn't mind. He wouldn't be like half of the wrestlers on the roster. Well, at least I'll say that's a quarter of a half of the Monday Night Raw roster. But yeah, and what do you think about them possibly facing Jey Uso facing CM Punk? And do you want him to face the best in the world? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And we got Jey Uso wants to settle a score or win gold. In a new interview with Billboard, Jey Uso, we had a new interview, except this time with Billboard Awards with some more Jey Uso news, saying Jey said he still has his brother Jimmy Uso at the top of his dream opponent listed for WrestleMania 40. He's also open to face Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship if he gets the chance again to do so. He said, "Right now, I feel like Jimmy's at the top of the list. He's gotta get this work. He's still ducking me right now. He said Jey Uso. Said Jey Uso, ducking me right now. Said Jey Uso to Carl Lemaire, Carl Lemaire, I guess, of Billboard. He knows. He also added he knows what it is. If I could talk from Josh and me, it's it's my dream. It's my dream match. If this does happen, I'd be so grateful and happy. I would just look at him like look look what we doing. Look at this. Those are those are social those are not social special moments in the ring that nobody in the world knows. When we did the Money in the Bank with Roman Reigns and Solo, I was just looking at them getting a little teary eyed, like, look at us. That that would go down as the no as as the no one moment in my career. I if I get to wrestle with Jimmy in the sold out Philadelphia in front of friends and family, I'd beat him. I'd beat his ass if I could pick someone else. I probably wanna it run it well run it run it one time with Seth Rollins for that championship. He's a goat. He's a beast and got my respect. He's been holding down Monday Night Raw forever. I'm with it. What do you think about Jimmy Uso wanting to face two top guys, perhaps at WrestleMania 40? Which the first one is the dream match, with not only that he wants, but all of us fans want, which is main event, self-proclaimed main event Jim Uso, his own brother, Jimmy Uso, and and Seth freaking Rollins is the second on this list for the World Heavyweight Championship. And what do you think about him facing either of these guys, which more likely will be Jimmy Uso? And I think, on my opinion, they're gonna have their father involved with this as the special guest referee, and he's gonna probably gonna make it more fair than it already would be, like into this match. And what do you think? Yeah, sound off in the comments down below who Jay Uso is going to face at WrestleMania 40. And I think he will face Seth Rollins again if he ever is the World Heavyweight Champion. But I don't think he'll be at WrestleMania 40. Sorry, but it's not going to happen. I think he's going to be, even if he holds that title until WrestleMania, if not at the Royal Rumble, like, he'll probably face CM Punk at the event and face him at night one. Or we could see him facing or we could see him facing or we could see him facing or we could be seeing him facing Gunther. That's why I say Gunther at WrestleMania. Like, but that's only if he wins like a number one contenders spot, like at the get a title shot against the Architect or the Visionary and the Revolutionary. And also I would say, or even the Royal Rumble, like, if not but that's only if you think if he's gonna be at the Royal Rumble. I mean, if he's gonna win at the Royal Rumble, yeah. My apologies. But let's move on to some Sky Blue news now, is on about women's division wrapped up, like, with her challenge their challenge is like Tony Storm in a dream, like Tony Storm, like Dreamwave, Dreamwave prepared for up uprising Cherry Stefan's interview. And it said, "Sky Blue will Sky." You know what? I don't think I should say that because this was yesterday, and it's about her challenging Tony Storm from last night, which I gave it the match of the night. Make sure y'all check that out. But I don't think I should do this video because this is right before the video, and it's talking about her facing Tony Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship. So I think I'll pass on to the next one, which I guess I'll do Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace wants Trinity to kick her. I wants Trinity to kick her ass, like punch her in the face as hard as she can. And onto this interview, like with Jordynne Grace wants Trinity Fatu to do her a favor and hit her as hard as she can. With WrestleZone managing editor Bill Pritchard, I recently spoke with Jordynne Grace, who will challenge Trinity for the Impact Women's Knockouts Championship, which is now going back to TNA at the first returning TNA event, TNA Hard to Kill. In the Juggernaut, I spoke about how she is approaching the match and said she hopes to bring out a side of the Knockouts champion that people haven't seen before. And Jordynne Grace had to say this: "I want her to give me everything she has. I don't know. I don't think Trinity has ever wrestled anyone like me before. Before she came to Impact, I don't think that she's ever wrestled anyone like Deanna Perrazzo or get Gissel Shaw. Like, what's she talking about? I thought Trinity Fatu wrestled Deanna Perrazzo. Ain't that not the one that she beat to become the vacant, or not the vacant? I would say the new Impact Knockouts champion in the first place. But anyways, Shaw or Kylan King. I don't think she's wrestled anybody who's basically been in the trenches and had to cut their teeth on the independent scene. Jordynne Grace explained, continued to explain, I don't think she's faced someone who had a grit about them. Grace is never one to discount like anyone's hard hit, but she does see one advantage like she holds over Trinity. She's had a completely different struggle than like she said, you have a completely different struggle than I have She got completely different struggles than I have, but I don't think that the edge that I do have on her is that I did it for a long time. I have that grit and I just have that extra little edge about me that is gonna take her off guard, Grace said, and I think that can bring out a little bit of that and a little bit of that intensity. She's such a nice person, but I want her to kick my ass. I want her to punch me in the face as hard as she can. This isn't WWE. I'm not going to go and run and complain to anyone if she does it. I really want her to give me everything she has real. And what do you think about Jordan Grace uh, offering Trinity to hit her as hard as she can? And also, what do you think about she thinks he can't be hard hitting than the other women in the Impact roster, soon to return to be TNA, of course. And then and she also says, I mean, not also says, I mean, then I should say the next first Jordan Grace has been the next first like Jordan Grace has been a part of many first in Impact Wrestling. She's the first digital media champion, Queen of the Mountain winner, and first knockouts uh, triple crown winner, among others accolades. What is the next for she want first for next first like she wants to accomplish in the company. Like she said, in what to be the face of TNA, I want to be. I want to be. I I guess in this era, the first face of the women's division in the in this TNA. That's what I want to be. Grace stated. Obviously, there's been TNA knockouts world women's champions in the past, but I'll be the first in this era, and I think it's it's a really important era. Jordan Grace will challenge Trinity for the Knockouts Championship at TNA Hard to Kill on on, on Saturday, January 13th in Las Vegas. And who thinks gonna win? And even if Jordan Grace, even if Jordan Grace does win, does that mean that Trinity was the TNA champion, or they're going to transition the Knockouts Championship into the Impact Knockouts Championship back to the TNA Knockouts Championship? Only one way to find out is to stay tuned into the wrestling news and see what's going to be next, which it could go either way. But even but if Trinity's gonna be turning into the TNA Women's Championship, Knockouts Women's Championship, wouldn't that make her the first ever TNA Knockouts Championship in this era, like of the era of this new era of TNA? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. Or unless they're gonna retire the Impact champion Knockouts Championship and make it back to TNA. But yeah, we're gonna wait and see in the near future. We're gonna move on to the next wrestling news, and that's okay. We got some Moose news now. Is laughing at the idiots that told him TNA was dead. A few years ago, Moose brought back the TNA World Heavyweight Championship and declared himself champion. Fans criticized him for being a fake champion, but he gained some more credibility once the title was officially sanctioned by the Impact title, or the Impact Wrestling, but been sanctioned by Impact Wrestling, I should say. A TNA, like there's no place like home pay-per-view event was also scheduled to take place at WrestleCon in also take place at WrestleCon in 2020. It was later revealed that the company had plans to introduce a a second weekly series that would focus on TNA. Unfortunately, COVID-19 shut things down, and it seemed like a TNA revival was going to have to wait. Last month, Impact Wrestling announced it was rebranding as TNA Wrestling beginning in January 2024. WrestleZone managing editor Bill Pritchard recently spoke with Moose about the new change. The self-proclaimed wrestling god said TNA's return is something he saw all along. And he said, "That's why I tell you guys I'm the pro wrestling god." Because people prayed like for the birth of TNA, and me and being a generous guy, I gave it to them. I foresaw this happening when I was walking around with the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Moose said, "Everybody was telling me I'm a clown, I'm an idiot, that's not real. TNA is dead." But I knew what was going to happen down the road because I saw it because I'm a pro wrestling god. Now I get to laugh in all those idiots faces that laughed at faces that laughed at me when I had that title around my waist. January 13th, I go into hard to kill wrestling hard to kill wrestling Alex Shelley for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Like championship, he noted he noted I plan on beating his ass and leaving Las Vegas the new TNA World Champion, which makes me the two-time TNA World Champion. And what do you think about Moose perhaps winning and showing his haters wrong? Which I believe he did the right thing and showed a sign that we could possibly see TNA back, which I was hoping for that to happen. And if I could find Access TV, I would be watching it through time to time. Now, at first, I won't be doing no, excuse me, no TNA reviews until it gets more popular, like and be like competitive, like with the likes of unless it gets more competitive with the likes of WWE and AEW. But until then, this is I'll be perfectly good, like to bring back TNA and he can continue to show his haters wrong, like when he becomes a two-time TNA World Champion at Hard to Kill January 13th. Why am I bringing up my birthday? But whatever, when he becomes the new champion, and we could see him being the world champion on TNA on our electronical devices that we can hook it up to the internet or watch it on TV on our TV screen or on our TV services or whatever. Yeah, but what y'all think? Him winning the championship, improving there's haters that talk trash on him saying TNA is dead. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear y'all's opinions. And we're going to move on to a married guy gets caught texting fake Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is a WWE superstar. Changes are chances are she's not just texting random fans to say what's up. This dude thought it was her and and got called out for it in the mall, like in the mall, as seen in the video. A married couple at the mall is asked if they trust each other. Of course, of course, they said yes. So they are asked to swap phones. Like the wife passed the text passed the wife passes the test. But the husband has an interesting contact saved in his messages. Liv Morgan's name is saved in the phone, and he tries to explain himself. It's clearly a fake account, but the guy digs his hole deeper and tries to say he didn't pay attention to it. As like as you can see by the look he gives at the end of of the clip, he's clearly not pleased about what just transpired. He's also clearly not texting the real Liv Morgan. And right on this video on TikTok, it shows it right here. Can I get it on here? Okay, never mind. Okay. Okay, but I'm gonna ask, like, what do you think about this silly news story? And and do you think that the wife left him and requested a divorce from him? Y'all let me know after that. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. It's probably none of my business, but the point is, like, with him, for the fact that he was texting a fake Liv Morgan, and yeah, fans, those that are thinking they're talking to the real wrestlers immediately, I would recommend you to I would recommend you to not talk to them and delete their accounts away from your social media account. Delete them and block them, I should say. My best recommendation. And I've been giving this advice plenty of times, like when there's several like certain accounts that they're trying to make it look like if it's the wrestlers themselves, which I just like, you know what, like I don't think this is the real wrestler because one, they're texting me and asking me for favors, I don't, which I'm not sure if I should be listening to them. And so I just block them and delete them on my phone on social media. And I would suggest you fans out there to do the same. If it looks too good to be true, that's because it possibly is. Just like my fellow YouTube homie Slat Rock would say. And Slat Rock, I should say. Hopefully I got that right. Like if they're asking you for a favor or asking for money, gifts, or whatever, do not accept it. Do not do as they say. And also, like if it's like if it's not like they're like a private account, like a private fan account, or even some kind of a or their official public account, like if it's not their like their public social media account, like don't even message them back, like unless they're messaging you from their unless they're messaging you from their like their public account, like and saying hi and want to chat with you, like want to do some chatting with, and like something that's like a fan and celebrity time like moment, like a fan and celebrity moment on social media. If it's not like that, do not and be careful out there not to be caught up with them and and scam you out of your hard-earned money, like because they'll do that without any remorse, like in the blind of an eye. They'll do anything to make a quick buck, and I would recommend you to not talk to them and leave them alone, and make sure they're blocked from your social media forever and ever. Yeah, let's move on to the next wrestling news, and that is we got some Excalibur news now. Is Excalibur realized he's the Jim Ross of the AEW Dynamite broadcast team. Excalibur the Jim Ross of the AEW commentary team. Well, that's a question on here on today's that's the question on here on today's wrestling news article from last night on AEW Dynamite during a picture-in-picture commercial break. Excalibur, Taz, and Tony Schiavone had a hilarious exchange about Paul Turner's lith, lin, 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 uh, leniency as referee during the match between John Moxley and Rouge. It resulted in Excalibur realizing he's the Jim Ross of of AEW Dynam of AEW Dynamite. So something that Taz and Shivani both found to be hysterical. Excalibur said right here, Paul Turner has been been line- lineate lenient, lenient. I will say very lenient. Taz didn't respond, and I give Paul credit for that. I give the referee, give the referee Paul Turner credit for that. I think it's okay to do that. That's just my viewpoint. And then Tony Schiavone had his words to say by saying, I always think the referee should be lenient anyway. I don't think people want to see countouts. I think they want to see it happen in the ring. So I'm always in favor of that. Excalibur then replied, I guess I just turned into the Jim Ross of the broadcast. Then Taz responded, uh, "Wow, wow, well said." And Tony Schiavone also replied, "Give me a good God, a good God, a good God, good head. Let's hear it." Like Excalibur said, "I won't do it." Like laughters from both men. Shivani's like, give us a chance to respond. My God. And then Excalibur said, I'm just thinking about the hitmen that are going to show up to my house that JR is going to commission, but in Jim Ross' voice, I I need I need a choke. And what do you think about this from the talking about this during the match with John Moxley and Roosh match, like into the first match in round 3 of the Gold League's Continental Classic tournament? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And do you think that Jim Ross? Do you think that Excalibur is the new Jim Ross of AEW Dynamite? Only time will tell. Uh, we got some Randy Orton news now. Randy Orton admits to being a somewhat of the D bomb, like earlier in this career. Earlier in his career is lucky he got multiple chances. There are no, there are so. There are not no so many stories about how some wrestlers are not people friendly like most talents. Randy Orton recently admitted that he was one such of a wrestler. The Viper was recently a guest on the Impulsive podcast hosted by Logan Paul. During the episode, Randy Orton agreed to being a jerk at a point in time. And he said, "Yes, yeah, 100%. I I I'm 100%, but that was like my armor. I was a hole. I think because I wanted people to respect me. Maybe like I'm I'm I don't know. I don't know. I just know that I grew out of that phrase, grew out of that phase, and I thank God that I did. But I see footage, you know, like that. I didn't know the camera was rolling. Maybe at that autograph signing, and there's an interaction with a fan, and it's picked up, and then now they're doing his doc on A&E uh, that they just kind of finishing up, and I've seen some of the footage from 10, 15 years ago. I'm I'm like, "Oh my god, that's horrible." You know, Randy yeah, like Randy Orton said. While speaking on and And Randy Orton also thanks Vince McMahon and the others for giving him multiple chances. With him also speaking on the same podcast, the Legend Killer shared that considered that he considered being a jerk was the armor he wore, but he also knows how horrible it was, and thanked Vince McMahon and the others, including Triple H, for giving him multiple chances by saying, but like that's a kind of who I was. I was coming from a place of confidence. I think it was coming from a place of like it was my armor, man. Like that I was an asshole, and may I would uh, get respect like that. His respect at way, respect that way, and maybe it was a little bit of fear, and I took it as respect in either way. I was fine with it, but luckily, I was given a second, third, maybe even fourth chance that you know from Vince McMahon coming up when I would get in trouble or I would have to get sent away for a couple of months, or I would have to get fined. Like I had to get fined like a second or third time. I just blessed. I just like I am like so blessed. I just had the right guys in there to kind of like yank my ass straight and yank my ass straight and make sure that I was walking a straight line with time that I did veer off. And what do you think about Randy Orton being of a jerk on his in his early days in WWE? And what do you think about and him thanking Vince McMahon and Triple H and others helping him for over like to overcome by being from being a jerk and actually being the nice guy that he can be in the WWE right now. And also he mentioned like yeah, he's lucky to have multiple chances because of it. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. It was also I also heard about more about this podcast a couple of days ago from other fellow YouTubers that said that Logan Paul even asked like, would it be a possibility that he could face the Vipe that him and Orton could possibly could have a match down the line, which Randy Orton was responding like maybe when that time is right, like which I believe we'll probably see this in some kind of a big show, like in the dream match, like whether if it's a WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, I would say Royal Rumble, unless they're in the Royal Rumble match, but I would say whether it be the WrestleMania, SummerSlam, the Super Showdown, or any other Saudi Arabia event, like even Crown Jewel as well. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below as well. And do you want to see Randy Orton being in a dream match with the YouTuber? Yeah, sound off in the comments. We're going to move on to the next. And we're going to end this video with some Shawn Michaels news now. And that is Shawn Michaels explaining the departure of Mackenzie Mitchell, and Mackenzie Mitchell will always be she'll always be part of the NXT family despite being let go. Shawn Michaels have nothing but great things to say about recently released NXT talent Mackenzie Mitchell. WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels recently took part in the Deadline media call for NXT Deadline. When asked about the recent release of backstage interviewer Mackenzie Mitchell, Michaels said the release took him by surprise by saying, "Look, Jess Mackenzie is always going to be part of the NXT family, and I mean that sincerely." Shawn Michaels said, "Look, it it was something that obviously took me by surprise as well. My understanding is there are just some areas where we have overlapping jobs, and there were going to be changes. There are a lot of things that go on within this company that are that are way above me, and so this obviously was one of them. But we hope, like we always say here, I will say the door is always open here in the WWE. I think, in my opinion, Mackenzie will always be part of the NXT family, and that doesn't mean that we can't revisit that like relationship like somewhere down the road, like good Lord willing, willing, but obviously it's a loss to us in NXT, but the machine, as always, has continued like to to roll on, and we will obviously do that, and obviously we will miss her greatly because everybody obviously loves and adores Mackenzie. And what do you think about these positive words from the Heartbreak Kid about Mackenzie? And yeah, she looked like a kind of person that would not start any trouble, and that wasn't the reason why she got released. And it was probably perhaps of either budget cuts or even some changes for NXT environment. And Endeavor probably did not see her like much as a backstage interviewer, so they probably just gave her the pink slip, which I understand why. Like, even so, they could have gave her some kind of a like they could have asked her to be moved into a position like being a commentator with her, like her husband, or even some other role like that they need in WWE, wherever that she's good at. Well, they probably couldn't see that in her, so that's like probably perhaps the reason why that she got released. And what do you think about what Shawn Michaels said? These positive words, like saying she's always welcome. She's always welcome back when the doors open again for her in WWE, and about like she's always going to be part of the NXT family, like no matter what, whether she's still in the company or not. Y'all let me know in the comments down below. And that was it for that was your latest edition of the SNA podcast, which is episode 161. It's about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know. And also, do you what y'all thought about these list of these wrestling news on this video, and which one was your favorite out of this list? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And And also, if you hopefully y'all like this video, and if you do, make sure you hit a big thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, click the bell notification so you can be notified when I upload my upcoming videos, like including like for like tomorrow's video with the next upcoming wrestling news video, part 60 of episode 162, of the SNA podcast. And we're going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know from the Wrestle Talk article. Also, we have SmackDown. We also have some SmackDown review part 17, episode 163, 100 and 164 episode of the SNA podcast of AEW Rampage review part 17. And hopefully you guys will enjoy that, and hopefully you'll we'll watch SmackDown and AEW Rampage as well, and see what exactly going to happen. And then we got some plenty of matches, which I would say it was like we have plenty of matches on Rampage as well, with the likes of the Don Callis families, Konosuke Takeshita and Powerhouse Top taking on Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels. And we also have on SmackDown, we have the returning CM Punk on SmackDown making an appearance. Perhaps he's going to be getting offers from both Pierce and Nick Aldis, but he's going to be the complete opposite from last week, like what Randy Orton just did. And we're definitely going to probably see Randy Orton perhaps wrestling Jimmy Uso, or even in a tag team match with LA Knight. Which the only thing they'll probably be disagreeing on who should get a shot. But Nick Aldis was like, how about we make everybody happy here, make it a triple threat match, which I'm not sure if it'll work that way, with them trying to get some one-on-one unfinished business with the tribal chief. But we'll probably see him in the tag team action, considering that LA Knight was there to help out Randy Orton to fight off the goons. But yeah. And expect them to get the win if they're going to be scheduled for the match. Also, we have Charlotte Flair against Asuka as well. Hopefully, they're going to stick to that plan. And we also have the tournament, like with Karrion Kross taking on Bobby Lashley. It's something that I will play on Universe Mode in the main event of SmackDown's Universe Mode on WWE 2K23. And they also have Dragon Lee taking on. Who was it? It was Dragon Lee taking on who was it? Was it Cameron Grimes? No, it was it was Dragon Lee against. Let me know in the comments down below who I'm forgetting. It was somebody, but I'm not sure if it was Cameron Grimes or was it Cedric Alexander. No, I don't think it was Cedric Alexander. It was Dragon Lee against somebody. Let me know in the comments down below. But whoever it is, I expect him to possibly get the win, because for the fact that he's going to be facing Dominic Mysterio this Saturday at NXT Deadline for the North American Championship. And if so, then expect him to the win at this Saturday and dethrone Dominic Mysterio and become the new NXT North American Champion. But yeah, let me know what y'all thinking about that also in the comments down below. And and I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin, on this 161st episode of the SNA podcast, where I talked about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know from the Wrestle Zone article. And on December 7th, 2023, and hopefully y'all have a great Thursday, and I'll see you all tomorrow afternoon. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin, the assassin, out. Bye-bye, my SNA fans.